Okay, so this is the track. I'll play through it quickly, I guess. From the bolt to the drop. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like that's the whole idea. So it's different. This is actually for my other alias. This is not an Advent track. This is probably be a Beats by Hand track. It's 118 BPM. It's very like progressive, sort of, you know, it's long. You know, the track is like 6.5 minutes, almost 7. But the main theme is these chords. Just kind of playing a rhythmic, sort of repetitive rhythmic thing. But what I thought was cool was the actual chord itself is quite interesting. Because I was playing, what was it, on my keyboard. Down. So I kind of played those notes, played them in a sequence, and I thought it sounded cool, so just stacked it as a chord. So the repetitiveness is kind of counterbalanced by the fact that the thing that's actually doing the repetitive thing within itself is interesting. So I thought, okay, cool. That's kind of cool. And then the bass line. So the drums are just like a bunch of drums. There's one kind of interesting thing that I'll mention with the drums, but like yeah, all of this is all drums. Nothing fancy. The clap is like super layered. You can't. Yeah, there's like 4 different claps going on, which I've like crafted together, a bunch of shakers. But yeah, let's look at the bass line. So these notes are just following the chords rhythm exactly, but then there's this note before, which is a 5th, because the chords are F, so 5th is C. So just before the chords kick in, there's a C that kind of bounces with this note. And then there's kind of like a full note. So yeah, that added a nice bounce to the whole thing, the bass line. I took out this, I had this quirky lead, which was doing this weird pitch thing, which kind of, it sounded cool when I like was messing around at the start. But then listening to it over and over, like it kept kind of bothering me, but kind of being very cool at the same time. But at the end, I just decided to take it out, because the fact that it was kind of bothering me, like, to me meant like it's problematic. So, and the thing with that is, that's like trying to, you want to make something that's like, you know, in the pocket, in the box, but you want it to have something that's got a bit of an edge. Something that makes people go, oh, that's different. But it can't be too different. You know, it's got to be like the right amount of edgy. If it's too different, it's too weird, then people just go, it's weird. So that was a case where I felt like it was just a bit too weird. Didn't really work. So I'll try and be different in some other way, or give it an edge in a different way. So what ended up happening which you'll notice if you saw the previous stream, which you notice is new, is these 4 chords that play at the end of every 16 bars, which is with a piano. Very weird, very jazzy, but I felt like it worked. And then the bass line just follows those chords for that little section. So you've got this short moment of like, you know, very different jazzy chords, and then it goes back into a solid groove. I felt like that was cool. The chords here is, so this first chord is the same chord as those rhythmic stabs, and then these two are just minor 7th chords that I've just shifted. Like I've taken that minor 7th chord, I've made it a G, I take that same minor 7th chord, made it a D sharp, and then back to that first chord that I played just now. So yeah, minor 7th chords are cool because they sound cool when you kind of just copy paste them and move them around to different notes, and it's like wrong but like in a cool way, if that makes sense. Like it's a deep house thing, I guess. So yeah, and then the vocal I got from Splice, which was crazy because, okay, so this project's 118 BPM. So, and I'll go on Splice later and show you, but you can literally type in 118 BPM, F sharp minor, which was the key, vocal, deep house, and it gives you a whole bunch to choose from. And then this one was 120 actually. I think I set the range a bit higher, and yeah, it sounded cool. And then I think I just I moved the second word a bit forward, and now I've got a name for the song. It says, so the vocal says, just say it. So I've called it. So I'm gonna name the song Just Say It, and people will know, oh yeah, it's like, they'll know. So I guess that's cool, or it helps. And then I've got a whole bunch of automations so because it's like a progressive deep house track, to keep it interesting, you want the sounds to sort of automate, you know, like the filters opening up, reverbs and stuff. So that's what a lot of this is. I've got a pad coming in as well that's just following the chords. And then the pad also follows the notes of that piano that comes in at the end. It's not reversal. And then there's a long break before it drops again. So that's pretty much the whole. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna go through all the drums individually. Like, it's just like a bunch of shakers and hats and stuff that I've layered. Percussion thingy. There's some reverb on the claps and stuff as well. So it's yeah, it works, I guess. I wouldn't usually have reverb and stuff on my claps, but lately for my more deeper progressive stuff for beats by hand, I would add some reverb to the claps and to the hi-hats, just to have it not be as raw and dry. Like having it raw and dry is really cool because it's like in your face and punchy, but I'm trying to go for like a bit more of like a polished, more international sounding, I guess. Not really, yeah. But the cool thing, one thing that I would mention is with the drums is I have this one main hi-hat that I kind of keep for like special moments. So like, for example, this part of the song, there's already hi-hats and stuff going for you to be like feeling like the groove is pretty full, and like it's the main part of the dance, which like, okay, so this part. So there's already shakers and hats going on, but then in this part there's like the main hi-hat that's going on, like, and this is like a cool thing in house music for me, where when you've kind of established the groove and then the next time when it comes in with this nice hi-hat, but you don't want to like have the previous parts have nothing. So if that makes sense what I'm saying. So in this part then this hi-hat comes in, this guy. So this is what that sounds like. Like a double kick and then it's gonna stop. That's the kind of small things that people that appreciate deep house like really appreciate. Well, I do at least.